the subsidy. Shege that is coming over Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, words cannot describe it. Word of mouth cannot describe it. If you are looking to understand the textbook definition of state capture, you need to begin to pay attention to the activities of these criminals in Nigeria now. As for me, Mayegu, I am. And I am doing my best to make sure that you are aware too. You can praise them, you can, ignorantly think everything they do or they said they are going to do is in your interest. Only for you to begin to ask those questions. I call them dumb and stupid questions in years to come. How did we arrive here? Who are you asking? Eh? Have you been living under the rock? Have you not been playing your own role here and there to ensure that we arrive at this exact spot? Have you not been living in denial too? Have you not been passing the buck or pointing fingers? So at the end of the day, you will never pretend and say, how did we get here? Because we all know how we are getting to this place. But if you don't want to get to where they are taking all of us, the one I said, word of mouth can't really describe. If I say how it is going to be like, there is no way you will believe me. Even if you feel like, oh my God, that's concerning, you are likely never going to believe that's going to ever happen. There are those that knows and see. That's why I said that the word of mouth can't describe where these criminals are taking you. Okay? And they will take you there. Seriously. Except you stop them. Now, do you understand that? So, going forward, I still have a few to share too, okay? So to them, the economy can tank as long as they are getting paid. And he said something about the protest. They are more concerned about that too. If you suffered under Bokuwari, you have to suffer under Tifnumbu. Because if a protest was around under Bokuwari, why should it now be, what do you call it, allowed now? Is it now that you have started, you are becoming hungry? Is it now that you are becoming poor? Are people not already poor? Are people not hungry? So why must you blame Tifnumbu? Is it Tifnumbu that said you should go and burn 5 children? Hey, is it Tifnumbu that said you should go and shake any cock? Now, all of these are the calculated, the usual instruments to silence you. But what they don't know is this. Since they are mostly mad people, paid acts, the reality on ground at the end of the day will not only drown the people they are defending, it will wash off to total peril their supporters too. So look at me very well. The damages they are causing and whatever role you are trying to play in ensuring that this is everlasting, you are not immune, no. If they call you on TV, go and tell people that, or go and look for people to blame on behalf of Tifnumbu. Even Tifnumbu doesn't give a damn about you. But when it happens to you, and where they are taking everybody to when we get there, a lot of you, you will prefer to die than to remain alive to live in that shame. Because you know something? The moment the people realizes their own power and how to actually coordinate that without being influenced by anybody, when the likes of Tifnubu are running away, if they are lucky, a lot of you who are putting your faces out there, telling people how to act or how to behave under this APC, Egbekegbe, because of tribe, ethnic, or religion. Look at me very well. When people are ready, you will be consumed. A lot of you are putting targets on your backs. You think you are defending APC that will defend you? Have you not seen what happened to those who put their lives on the line for these rogues? Have you seen them better off than yourselves right now? No. Abi? When the people are ready, you will be the first target. The rest of you paid acts for sellers, old and young. Eh? I have that in part of my vision. And how are we going to get there? You and your criminal leaders, they will take these Nigerians there. You see, these Nigerians that can't protest, these Nigerians that are cowards, these Nigerians that are so scared, you are going to wake up one money. Eh? And you'll be asking yourselves, are you still in Nigeria or somewhere else? Is this a dream or is happening? And all of this will be televised and recorded. Emurasi, continue. So yes, the hunger is spreading, and that will actually take me to this one before I continue. Okay. So I was at a meeting with the Yoruba Union leaders today, and as usual, we're like discussing about the situation right now. And remember Yoruba Union leaders, so it's about Yorubas, and then the impact of all this economic hardship on our people. And somehow people are kind of like, people should become creative this point too. Because listen, as the whole economy continues to crumble, food crisis will continue. And I said, I'm going to say this on my program, and I'm going to continue to encourage every one of us to probably do something in a small way. As you are plotting or planning on how to fight these criminals, I know a lot of you have different things that you have in mind, or whether on a protest, whether on a revolution and all that. You see, while everyone is still trying to gather momentum, while all these ideas are still trying to gain the life of their own, as much as these criminals are pushing us so fast, okay, at the same time, there are some real life issue. Hunger is really, really hitting the people. And if you have a chance of watching my video right now, okay, so one of the proposals, and this one is not limited to the Yorubas, that's why I'm saying it publicly right now, okay? It's a simple one. And for those who say we don't prefer or offer solutions, we just condemn, well, that's your problem. I don't really want to give ideas or solutions to the criminals who are deliberately and intentionally doing this to you. So don't act dumb. I want to talk to you who have made it a thing that, you know what, you can no longer continue to give or to continue to subsidize people in Nigeria, even those of you in diaspora. Now, here is the idea. You see, we know a lot of people are saying, go back to farm, go back to farm. And they are not telling you that, or possibly they are trying to pretend that you can just walk into a farm or into the forest, clear it, and begin to grow food in today's Nigeria. That is not what it is anymore. So when you say people should go back to farm or people should defend themselves, in reality, we all know what it takes. And we also know the forces that are making it even harder to go back to farm or to defend yourself. Two different things, or two P in a pod. Okay. So what is that advice? And it is actually a very good one that we intend to also encourage people. You don't need to go back into deep farms. When we were growing up, we used to have what we call the Okoetile, some of them unused plot of lands next to some of our, our houses and all that in the village, even sometimes in the city too, right? Undeveloped plot of land next to that you're building, grow something now. Now, this is not just us advising people. This is what we are about to kind of embark upon now as a union. Okay. Even though a lot of people would like to see, let people suffer it, let them die, let them starve, let them, maybe their head go correct. Right. But do you know what we have seen in this? While a lot of people are seeing a crisis in Yoruba Union, the leaders are seeing opportunities. If our people have been so badly treated this way, and if all of us agree that they must learn their lessons, sometimes we could actually fill in the gap in order to make sure a sizable number of them will not even have that encouragement to go back to these criminals. And little by little, step by step, we will demystify these criminals and their hold on our people, especially in Yoruba land. Now, using this initiative, I'll tell you about it. So let's say you have a plot of land or 2 or 3 next to your house or somewhere and all that, where people live and all that, okay? Or not too far from, the town where you can easily just go in and out and check and all that. Not massive, just grow something. So the initiative is to say, if you do manage to grow food and you show the evidence that you've grown food, we will buy the entire farm when it is time to harvest. And we will tell you to go and distribute that produce to the people of your community free of charge. Yes, the union will do that. So let's say, for example, you managed to nurture and grow maize on a plot of land next to your house, or you grow something else that people like vegetables and all that. When it is time for you to harvest them, we will buy the entire farm and pay you full cash, whatever your demand is, whatever the worth of your whole effort is. Then you can go around that time as well and distribute everything to people in your community, that as much as it can cover. Now, this initiative is believed that not only would it re-encourage our people that Nigeria have managed to destroy for so long, to believe that, there is this Nama that is going to be falling from heaven. There's this Messiah that is coming around to come and, bring this huge cash and just turn them to wealth. You know what I mean? So we need to begin to build a community that is coming from the crumbled uh, Nigeria, the broken Nigeria, a community where people can have something in common in their misery, in this whole thing. Now, this idea can be sponsored by anybody from any part of Nigeria too. If you are from the eastern part of Nigeria, you don't, people will say, go and buy food. Yes, it's great. People do that. But we want to do something more by encouraging our people to grow their own food as much as they can. While the issue of insecurity and the rest of them, that is also ravaging our people, right? I'm not saying I'm kind of relying on this same government too. I am a member of Yoruba Union, a union that is projecting that with enough resources, we can actually improve the security of our region if the resources is channeled to the right patriotic, dedicated Yorubas, because there are Yorubas in Yoruba land that are ready to lay down their lives in defending that Yoruba land. But listen, with the reality in Nigeria today, there should be an organization or a body, since the government has failed, to assure them that, listen, not only that we will provide the resources you need to do exactly what you want to do, to bring about this peace and tranquility, okay? If anything should happen to you, we will take care of your family. And this is going to be rightly stated in any agreement we are going into with you. So as a union, we can do that. We can help those who are already in the field of providing security. Now, that's something that's a long-term one. But we want to encourage you to use those pieces of land. And we want to see that happen at a possible astronomical rate. We are not saying that is going to end the hunger. But you see, when people are struggling with naira dollar, naira pounds, at least succor can be coming through this production, encouragement. So yes, if people are telling you that if you go to, who is going to, Fulani, this will come there, I understand. Well, for those of us who grew up in the, communities like, villages like communities, right? They will understand what I have just said. So think about that. And when it is time, please reach out to us. Okay? Just reach out to us and say, well, I do have a farm. And because of all this cost of this, I don't even know how to sell them. Show us that farm, harvest them, give us the value of the entire farm in a way that we can actually annex it to that your community. Okay? Yes, it is. I'm not saying you should go into your farm now and say, I have farm in Okeogun. That's not the idea. Remember, the idea is to encourage people to begin to use every piece of land they have very close to them. The ones that doesn't put their lives at risk, where some people can come in and invade you, and you know what I mean, right? And when you can do that at a at a sizable number, we believe this can impact, because what is still coming, the food crisis that is going to hit Nigeria, eh, it's not going to be about the scarcity of food. It is going to be about the affordability of food. You will see food, but since you have no money to buy it, so what's the use for it? Eh? And there's no amount of money you can provide and give to people to save them from that. But the idea of community farming, and at the same time community farming redistribution, eh, can actually help. So the union leaders considered that today, and it is still pretty much at incubation stage. Oh, sure you get. Like I said, we are people who believe that if we have the resources, enough resources, we can begin to encourage people to try this out. While every other thing that Nigeria is throwing at you, eh, maybe you can be able to handle them. Because a day is coming that if we nurture and manage these communities, there will be outliers, those who are always going to go back to their vomit. I can promise you, if this is successfully like kind of implemented, eh, these criminals very soon they will have nobody to either socially condition, brainwash, or gaslight, because this community will be the communities that will see to their end. And remember, I'm somebody who dreams a lot. And when I dream, I'm always awake because I believe that the only realistic dreams, the dreams that comes true in this life, are the dreams you have while you are awake, not those ones we have when we are like, snoring. Right. I had to drop that going forward. So I was reading, what do you call it? I was reading where the Sun newspaper in Nigeria named Peter Obi as their political icon, man of the year, Sun man of the year. And then I was like, okay, the guy is doing well. The failure of APC and Tifnumbu will continue to make Peter Obi a force to reckon with. And you don't really have to like that. I know some of you who have said it that it's a distraction. It should not go and deceive people. I've said it too. But that won't change what is indeed happening. Okay? And one of the error of judgment that a lot of you have had about this Peter Obi is that a lot of you have overrated Nigeria. The Nigeria that these criminals have shown to all of us. I remember before your charade elections, a lot of you felt like you are an expert. The Northerners will never ever vote. So if you want to be president of Nigeria, you must be adopted, you must be endorsed by the North. Peter Obi demystified that. I can't count how many of you who said Peter Obi and his Labour Party are obedient. The social media people, they will not win one local government. I mean, you overrated these rogues and you underrated this guy. And that could be an error of judgment on your part. If you feel like you are right, he will never be president because this not down kiniko. No, 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 no. You are wrong. You are very wrong. They demystified, Baba. He demystified every known thing about Nigeria politics in a space of 1 year. They no born Tifnubu well, Atifku, or any of your criminal leaders in Nigeria to say they are leaving their APC or they are leaving their PDP and they are going to challenge an election, that they will not spend a dime, they will not give you what, they will not bribe you to support them, and they will do what Peter Obi and his people did. So if you sit down there and you kind of still feel like, I told you, it will never kinikon, it's fine, it's all right. The system won't let that happen, but the system continue to feel threatened just by seeing him. Usually by now, everybody don't forget about anything election or something, but don't move on. But are you going to lie to yourselves that the obedient and those people who supported Peter Obi have moved on? Eh? They destroyed them inside Kaduna, destroyed them in the Middle Belt, destroyed them inside the Northern Sharia North, to the point that they had to resort to threats like the criminals in Lagos, the Agberos of Lagos. You saw all of that. So if you still sit down there and you are saying, he's wasting his time, is this or that, you are not being honest. Don't put it that way. Don't make it look ordinary. Because you were wrong the first time. See all the effort that it took them just to make sure that they rigged Tifnumbu in. See what they are facing right now just to legitimize Tifnumbu. I mean, come on, let's be real. Let's be honest. What I'm saying is that the guy is so relevant, so powerful that even you, or looking down on him in a way, does not actually make him lesser of what have you, right? In fact, a lot of people are now beginning to see that with the way this whole thing they go, it will actually become the symbol that will eventually trigger whatever APC is trying to avoid now, whether he himself will be want it or not. As a member of their elite, if he stand on their way, he himself will call it. You understand what I mean? Like it's easier to say this is not because of him, it's us, it's just representing us there and all of that stuff. But this time around, if you do so and so, we can indeed shut down Nigeria. And you can still underrate them. Listen, you can, because that's what you do most. That's what a lot of us do best. We are experts in using the lies that we were raised with, okay, to make some of these, judgments. So I'm just saying. So somehow is a threat. If he says something, I can't imagine a number of Abobakus that are hoping that if Tinubu will at least do something right so that people can stop calling Obi their president. Some of you may not understand the psychological effect of people saying Tinubu is not their president. And when they see Obi, they say Obi is their president. Now, when you look at the allocated number to him, over 6 million people, right? That is a threat, a threat that even himself, Obi, cannot prevent. Now, they said he's their man of the year. And he has now dedicated the award of being man of the year to the suffering. And is not just only saying it's not just only saying the right thing at the right time to the right audience. Is specifically more or less like a celebrity. It's like some people see him as what they could have had that they never had. And it reminds them the sacrifices that a lot of them actually made openly and in private to make sure that what is happening to all of you today in Nigeria maybe could be prevented. So when these guys show up, it reminds them all of that. And that is not something anybody sensible should look at and say he's wasting his time. Or maybe you should say that. Here.
Oh.
I was the first governor to win Man of the Year in 2006. In 2006, 2007, and today I'm coming back. When they came for this award, I didn't ask them for one purpose. But I'm telling God, I dedicate this award to all the suffering poor Nigerians. To always remember all of us who are in government. Remember all of us in your prayers. And your prayer point is, let God allow us, be with us, to use public money for public good.
All right, we proceed to the next award.
You should pray for them. Oh. There are all of us in the public office. You can use the public money for public good. That's a prayer that should get all of you angry. Like, what do you mean? But to the obedient, they understand that. And those present in the room where is talking. So, there is this I kind of want to add, but somehow I just feel like I'll hold on. So let me go think about it again. Then I'll add it to it. But let's go to Lagos, where Sonweiku and this team, they are clearing the Ijora Badia. And I think when I was a kid, I have actually seen them did same, like, clearing Ijora Badia. So when I saw the rubble and all of those things, I was like, so people went back there, right? So the mega shitty is just living to his name. I'll show you. They hear the area boys. Those are the government picking. Those are the legacies of Tifnumbu. Grown-up men, able-bodied men and women, shouting and screaming so that they can get something from the politicians visiting their area that moment. Sanwo-Olu, number one, governor of governors. Look around you. If Sanwo-Olu is working or is not working, oh yeah, look around you. Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, Lagos. This is Lagos working. Baba Balagba, Baba my chief. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? They will do all of that. Those are the legacies of Tifnumbu. People who live like that every day, morning to evening, Sunday to Monday, January to December. Well, you know them anyway. I'm just saying, right? So then someone could decide to address them. They said this Obale. I thought,
they're going to be more. You if I say so far only be I'm a sports ground. I'm a lare no speak. Le cherry le so ìlú nù. You know Jolabe bridge, there be bridge ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe ilé o. I'm a lower by my supporting yìí lọ́hùn a lè sọ bí ìdí ilé mọ́ nítorí ẹ̀ fúnra mi mo ti wá tí wọ́n á sọ fún ìkìlẹ̀ wa bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí pé ẹ lè fi bí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ o a máa sọ ọ́ di sports ground a máa ṣe oríṣiríṣi tẹ́ pé ó máa wà yusuf fún yín ọ̀kùnrin ṣe bí ti gbígbé òun ṣe bí ti tẹ́fẹ́ tọjà mo gbọ́ káyọ̀ ń yọ ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn yọ rúmà ń palọ̀ kò lè ṣeé ṣe mọ́ kò sí yẹn mọ́ tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi kò sí yẹn mọ́ a máa lọ wá nǹkan mí ṣe ní ètò ìkọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ so a lè láíláí kò sí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó lè gbà anywhere pé abẹ́ bridge ilẹ̀ báyìí àwọn èèyàn máa gbé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fẹ́ lo ilẹ̀ wọn wọ́n máa lò ó tó yẹ pé ẹ̀yin náà máa rí lóun bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tó fẹ́ kọ́ boxing tó fẹ́ kọ́ tennis tó fẹ́ kọ́ kinní kan wọ́n á ṣe fún yín wọ́n ní tipa tó fẹ́ gbá bọ́ọ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n á ṣe fún yín bọ̀ kò ń ṣe fún ilé gbígbé o kò ń ṣe fún ilé gbígbé o ọ̀nà àti ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yìí o àdè máa ṣe gbogbo gọ́tà tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo bí la máa clear tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi.
They are not just jobless, they are also homeless. And they are living under the bridges. And some of them have become landlords under the bridge that are now renting out their own shanty or what have you to other people, tenants. Those who wanted to have shops, they are already opening their shops under there. So that's their governor who was there, Sonwo-Iku. Now, Sonwo-Iku had planned to clear all of them out of the place and turn it into a public park. But they have no plan for them. We want you to go back into your village there. We will come there and see what we can do for you. Do you get that? Eh? It is mega shitty for a reason. They've concluded what they want to do on that place. They have that already. And how much money they will spend. Demolition and clearing the place is just the phase one. What will happen to those homeless ones there and all that? They should go back to their state. If you know girls for Lagos, go back to your state. That is somebody who never lived in Lagos. You know all those things they tell you about Lagos. And sometimes you feel like, really? Can that happen? Blah, 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 blah. Majority of them are being told by people who have never lived in Lagos. And when politics happens like this, all these Olori Brukus will start pontificating about Lagos. If you have lived in Lagos, if you are living in Lagos, you know that this is not the first time they are clearing under the bridge. And if you are new, maybe this is your first time. There is no governor that never cleared under bridge. Go back to all the under bridges in Lagos and bring back your own report. There is no plan for them. Go back to your state then. Go back to Kiniko. They just relocate. And then they will begin to come back one by one, until they take back the place again. And then somebody in 10 years' time is going to say, we need to clear this place. When the government, do you know how much money government spent here? There is no plan for you. These guys are more interested in bricks and mortars. I've been at bricks and cement. They love building buildings and never to invest in their people. They pick your pocket, they call it taxes. But those taxes never come back to help those businesses. No. You see them build hospitals, big buildings. And they'll be telling you they are still looking for scanner. They need MRIs. There is no oxygen. In this whole hospital, no oxygen. They said they expired, they finished. They are more interested in those. Not you. The people, the real ones who are their real asset. Any country that that fail to invest in our own people, has invested in the ruins and failure of such country And that will bring me back to Peter Obi, what I wanted to tell you. Listen, a lot of people are saying, what thing Peter Obi will do? All of you that are abusing Tifnumbu, shey Peter Obi go do different in it. Do you know that from my own sort of my own summation, the real winner of your 2023 charade is Peter Obi? And I'm not talking about your votes now. I am talking about him being rigged out, all of you being cheated, and those who rigged you out are saying, what can you do? What will you do? They are like monkeys that hijack a car. There you have it. They have the car. Now they can't drive it. That's exactly what these criminals are. Okay? Because if they had allowed Obi the way it should have been, right now, half of you, go they do shalaye to the rest half of you, why they should give Peter Obi a little more time, because this country is bad. You see those of you who are now nakeding yourself to cause Tifnumbu every morning, some of you now Obi you go dey cause. Nobody go tell you, say, they have destroyed Nigeria. They have looted Nigeria. Remember PDP. Remember APC. Remember. Nobody go listen to you. This will be that is your fave. Now in picture go there in front of your shrine, where you go to ask Amadioa to deal with them, because this one guy, you know, if you deal with them. So now half of you go to explain to half of you, I'm also obedient. Me, listen, guys. Let us give him time. We all know that Obi means well. I know you know that Obi will not buy cars. I agree with all of that. Okay? But Nigeria is so damaged that some people have to actually go to jail. And all of their family members and every property they trace to them confiscated and returned to the government of to the people of Nigeria. Sure, you understand? Now, while Obi is fighting that, your hunger go to bite you. I'm not kidding, no. I'm telling you. And some of you will forget that Bokuari was your president. You see this APC, including Tifnumbu, they will come and tell you that Mr. Strategist, if they had allowed him.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
That's it. I don't want to argue with you. I just told you something that you can practically just imagine now. Okay? Peter Obi is not going to rescue your Nigeria in 6 months. You know that. Even if things are not going to be this bad. But if you know Nigerians very well, except if you want to be that Nigerian that is living in denial, I am not here to argue with you what Obi will do or not. Now we can't know. And we may never know. I am saying that with what we knew before the charade election, some of us knew this before then. We knew that if Obi is being honest, and not being like a show anything with you, right? He will tell all of you and say, listen, guys, Nigeria cannot be helped or saved anymore. But you know, a lot of you believe that leadership is everything, which I kind of agree. Because you are using the template of any other place you've been in the world, Abi. Now, that will make you a typical Nigerian that is living in denial. However, like I said, we don't know what Obi would have done. And we can no longer be too certain. But one thing we know is that the people who destroyed Nigeria, now they have prevented Obi from carrying the cross of the ruin, which would have given them the opportunity to amplify their propaganda against him, against his ethnic national, the Igbos, And it will be worse than what you are witnessing today. And guess what? Like I said, half of you who are facing the pang of the hardship, while you are busy attacking Obi, now the rest of obedient, go they explain to them. And I promise you, it won't be disunited. But you don't have to agree with me. But for those of us who knew, except Obi was going to take some drastic measures like tell all of you the truth, mention the names of those thieves, including Bokuwari, order for their arrest with immediate effect. Are you listening? And right there and then too, it should begin to the process of the national negotiation. You see all these three moves, they can put all of us in the mood towards, even if there is storm, we know it will be momentary. But again, right? We will never find out and we will never know. All right? So I said it's my theory, by the way. Okay? That's why I said I'm not arguing with you. You have your theory. You are very confident. You know him more. I agree with you. But this is my theory. He has been shielded from the damnation, the destruction of Nigeria by APC, Egbekegbe, including this Tifnumbu. So what that simply means now is that those who wanted Tifnumbu and APC, Egbekegbe, they will be humbled. The reality will set in. Everybody they are questioning themselves. There are many of them that are still going to do it again. Oh, but I promise you this, it is not many of them. I mean, it is not all of them that will do it again. And if they had not succeeded in that rigging, they would have told you that they had a solution. Tifnubu has been preparing for 30 years. And now, what Obi cannot do in 6 months, Tifnubu would have done that in 1 month. So do you understand the whole reality now? That is why wherever Obi goes, Obi is a symbol of what a lot of people believe should be, but never. And that reminds them the effort, the fight, the sacrifice, and everything a lot of you put in believing that elections can help Nigeria. So wherever you see Obi, it reminds you of that. And the more you see him, the more you continue to believe that Tifnumbu's government is illegitimate. And a lot of you have no idea how much that hurt Tifnumbu and his camp. If this Obi can go away. And that's why I said that you shouldn't continue to underrate him. You should stop telling that your mind that he's wasting his time. If you are one of those who still believe that, you are not paying attention. You are still living in that pre-election time. And you are still believing that the establishment is really, really in control and there is no threat to them. You are not paying attention. No. But maybe you should. Now, this is where I will draw the curtains, right? Tonight, I kind of do, I don't know, I think I still have 1 or 2 things to share with you, but I'll just leave it at that, okay? I have something popping up that I won't be taking calls tonight, but I promise you, I will make it up to all of us next time. I know I didn't tell you from the start, okay? So here is where we're going to draw it. And tomorrow, and which is the beginning of another week today. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you. And I will see you some other time. Now, Princess is going to be asking me, now, what do you want me to do with the rest of the evening now? I'm sorry. Just maybe reflect. Anyway, if you are still here and before you leave, please like this broadcast, okay? I will see you some other time. And remember everything you have heard tonight. What you do with them is completely yours, okay? Those who said you can't do anything now, they would like to see those of you who are going to challenge them. Well, we shall see. So good night and thank you. So
My Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí Náyìnbí nọ́mbà wán.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n ní ràn.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọ